mentally flee out of this wicked world and stop trusting in this wicked ways. Stop believing in this white man lie. Go back into your heritage and your culture. Understand who we are as a people. We are the chosen people of the Lord. We are the children of God by blood. We are the real Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native American. We are the people of God. We are the royalty of the Lord. We are the angels of the Lord. We are the people of God by bloodline, heritage, and culture. All these other nations are supposed to be bowing down before us. They're supposed to be serving us. So we need to come back into the knowledge of the truth. All right? He says, thus saith the Jeremiah 51:6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. He said, if they have sinned, don't you get cut off from their sin too. Don't you get cut off and don't, this missile's coming over here. Don't get it with them. All right? For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. So the Most High is talking about the big payback. Recompense means to be paid back. The Most High said he's bringing vengeance on the land. So why you keep thinking that when Messiah comes back, it's going to be roses and champagne? Why you think it's going to be, fireworks and jacuzzis? It's not going to be pleasant, man. It's going to be righteous indignation. It's going to be judgment, and it's going to be death by great pain. All right? Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So what nation's been leading the whole earth and following this wicked democracy? It ain't no democracy. And they proved there's no democracy when the so-called people voted for Al Gore and they said, no, we're going to give you Bush. And what the people do? Nothing. Let you know it ain't no damn democracy. But now they're pushing this so-called democracy over across the whole planet, and it ain't no real democracy. It's them having puppet regimes, setting up two different opposing parties, thinking the people got a choice. That shit don't even make sense. But the people bought it hook, line, and sinker. What else is part of that cup? That so-called dollar. A dollar is a piece of paper they can wipe your ass with. Not gold and silver, which is real tangible goods, money, wealth, like cattle. According to the Most High, wealth is cattle. Wealth is cattle, gold, silver, land, goods, precious metals, resources. That's wealth to the Most High. According to the white man, he made it a greenback, an FRN. Dollar bill, y'all. Genesis. This is Genesis. Right. This is Genesis 13:2. And Abram was very rich in cattle and silver and in gold. That's one way the Most High consider real riches. Cattle, silver, and gold. Let's see another one to back that up. Let's go to Job. I think we can back that up real nicely in Job. Let's see how he equated Job's riches too. This is Job, the first chapter and the 3rd verse. His substance also was 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yokes of oxen, 500 she-asses, and was a very great household, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the East. So he was the richest man in the East with all that land, because you can't have all that sheep, oxen, and cattle without land to go with it, and then fruits, vegetables to feed it with, and then milk and wool and all the other things that having a bunch of cattle promotes and benefits. So people, they snoozing. Well, real gold, real wealth real silver is, all right? So, back to Jeremiah 51. All right? And verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. We said he's coming like a thief in the night. All right? Howl for her. Take balm for her pains, and so she be healed. And right now, why is America over 16, 17 trillion dollars in debt? He said, they're broken. Boehner said it himself. Boehner said it himself. He said, America's broke. We're broke. We're broke. They said it in Congress that America's broke. Now, how long does it take for you to owe money on your credit card for them to shut your credit card off? How soon? Why you don't think that America's credit card is going to be shut down? All the money that you think you got in the bank, you're going to find out you ain't got it in the bank. Just like in Cyprus. They had people who had X amount of dollars, and then when they shut down their system and shut down their markets and their money, they was only able to access 20 to 30% of their money. So if they had $1,000 in the bank, they would only be able to touch 300 of them. Because the first thing that happens, and they showed this in the movie that just came out, White House Down. They said, when all the shit was happening, he said the stock market is crashing. He said, suspend the markets, shut down the banks, put a hold on the stuff. Because people are going to, first thing when trouble comes, they're going to go in there and try to get the money. They're going to try to, if you hear chaos is happening, first thing people try to do is go to the bank and get their money out. Ain't gonna be no going to the bank and getting your money out because they're gonna shut it down. So then what you gonna use? How much food do you got in your house when a crisis happens? If a crisis happens right now, let's look back at Hurricane Katrina. How much food did people have and was ready on deck when the hurricane came? No, they took them people and took them out and put them in a concentration camp called the Superdome. And when they went in that Superdome, what happened? People were getting raped, people were getting killed, people were being starved to death, man. And then it was lawlessness and killing and shooting everywhere. And that's the same thing that's about to happen again, and it's going to happen over here, but it's going to happen all over America, not in just one isolated place. And why? It's for the judgment of the Lord against these people who have stolen the people of the Lord and have disobeyed the law, statutes, commandments of the Father and the covenant that we have between the Father. So these heathens are going to be destroyed because they've stolen the people of the Lord, and the people of the Lord who are wicked are going to be destroyed because they trusted in this heathen man. Not calling on the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. Alright? We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. That's why the Most High is saying, forsake this country, man. Stop loving the people who stole your people. Stop loving the people who hate your people. Stop loving the people who are robbing your people. Stop loving the people who got you still on link and on welfare and on all manner of sicknesses and troubles, man. Stop loving this system. All right? It said, forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reaches into heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. So it says, the Most High said judgment, their judgment reaches into heaven and lifted up even to the skies, man. This shit is leaking over here. Just as the missiles drop and them billows of smoke from the region spread out, that's judgment of the Lord, man. But right now, just the stink of the knowledge of what's going on here is a wickedness in the Most High's nostrils, man. All right? The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come, let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our power. That's why we're declaring to our people that the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native American Indians are the real people of God. We are the Hebrew Israelites by blood. We are the royalty. We are kings of this earth. We are the kings, prophets, and priests of this earth. All these other nations will bow down before us and worship before our feet. They're going to bow down and worship before the feet of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, and his people. Alright? Verse 11. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his devices against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord and the vengeance of his temple. So he said, that's what he's on, destroying this place, man. He said, God, make bright the arrows. You can't shoot one arrow from one nation to another nation Now, if it's a small bow and arrow, you can't put a little burning, arrow